What's good, guys? Fancy Joe back here with my Week 5 wide receiver rankings. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and if you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. I respond to every single comment, so if you want to edge over those fantasy league mates that you have, if you want to bring home that championship this year, hit that subscribe button, stick around for the waivers, the rankings, the buy lows, sell highs. And if you have any questions, just drop them in the comment section down below. And like I said, I respond to every single one. So whether you need start, sit advice, trade advice, should I cut this player, whatever it may be, I can help you guys out, give you that edge to bring that trophy home this year. And that's what it's all about. But let's dive into these rankings. Puka Nacua is the number one wide receiver in fantasy football, undebatably. Number 2. Nico Collins plays Baltimore this week. This should be a good matchup for him as far as defensive goes. Just had to hope that offensive line can hold up a little bit. 3, Amon-Ra St. Brown against Cincinnati. He's been phenomenal this year. 4, Justin Jefferson against Cleveland. Saw him for 10 for 126 last week with Carson Wentz. I expect him to be good as long as Wentz plays. I think he'll be pretty solid too when JJ comes back. I think he's pretty independent of quarterback for the most part. 5, Jackson Smith-Njigba against Tampa Bay. He's an absolute stud. 6, George Pickens against the Jets. He was fantastic without CD this last week. 7, Quentin Johnson against Washington. He's been getting it done week in, week out. We're getting to that point in the season where you can start to trust him. Excuse me there, guys. 8, Devontae Adams against San Francisco. Moved Devontae Adams down a few spots, honestly, when I got the news of all the injuries for San Francisco. That game is probably going to be fairly one-sided with how good the Rams' defense is and how banged up San Francisco is. So Devontae got moved down slightly, but I love him rest of the season. 9, Garrett Wilson. He plays Dallas. Saw him get it done last week. This is a great matchup for him. 10, Emeka Egbuka against Seattle. He's been phenomenal this season. Loved watching him play. That is won some of those one-handed snags. He got it done last week against Philly like I said he would. 11, Xavier Worthy against Jacksonville. Worthy is a good player and was involved last week. They really need him more so than the good player or anything. But he was utilized even with the labrum, so I think he's going to be good to go. Keenan Allen against Washington. Didn't have the touchdown last week, but I think this is a good one for him to have a chance to score. 13, Jamar Chase against Detroit. I'm not going to lie, it's been tough. It's been really tough. This is not a good defensive matchup. I'm worried if I'm a Jamar Chase owner. I'm worried what I could get even if I try to deal him. So if you can go out there and get Emeka Puka for Jamar Chase, I would do that, but those days may have passed. 14, Deebo Samuel against the Chargers. Deebo looked good last week, and Terry is probably going to play, I think, but I don't think anything's set in stone yet. 15, Courtland Sutton. Tough matchup against Philly, but he's Courtland Sutton. He's an absolute stud. Teteroa McMillan. I know last week wasn't that good for him either. Played New England. The game script was tough for them. They got demolished. It should have been a good game script for McMillan. But I just think the depth chart, the way things are shaking out, the draft capital, better days are ahead for him. 17, Jalen Waddle. He plays Carolina. He should be boosted majorly this offseason with the dislocated knee of Tyreek Hill being out for the year. Jalen Waddle is going to get a lot of balls in that offense. 18, Brian Thomas Jr. He plays KC. He has not been able to get it going, but they're going to need him to get it going in this one. Kansas City's going to come out there trying to win like every team does, but they need to stack some right now. 19, Marvin Harrison Jr. He plays Tennessee. This is a good matchup for him, guys. Shake off some of that rust. He got it done for fantasy. Even didn't look good last week. I think the long week is good for him. I think he works hard. I think he's just in his head a little bit. Hopefully he can snap out of it this week. 20, A.J. Brown against Denver. I know it's been tough for A.J. Brown, and I know this is a bad matchup, but he's still A.J. Brown. If they need him, he can ball. Denver, we see him be good. They might be able to even threaten them depending on what team shows up, but I still have A.J. Brown as a top 20 play and a player I'd be willing to trade for. 21, Chris Olave. He plays in New Orleans. The target, no, he doesn't. He plays for New Orleans. Unmonetu. I am pulling it up right now because that's unacceptable. What is going on? Giants. Perfect. I knew I had that in there for something. New York Giants, good matchup for Olave. We see him get a lot of target volume. As long as they can navigate that pass rush a little bit, I think he'll be fine for fantasy. 22, Jacoby Myers. I thought Jacoby Myers was going to be like a top 15 player for me a lot of this season with how it looked early in the year. They decided to throw the ball around a little bit more to some different people, and Geno has certainly struggled, but I'm going to sell him as a top 24 play against Indy. 23, Zay Flowers. He plays Houston. Zay Flowers is a pretty solid play moving forward. I know he started super hot and he's cooled down a little bit, but still, he'll be fine. 24, Chris Godwin, Seattle. 10 targets week 1 back from the injury. You can roll him out there whenever you need him. Ladd McConkey against Washington. Better days are ahead. He is too good of a player. He's too explosive. He's too good of a route runner. He's not getting the same target volume as he got last year, but he was going to have good games still. 26, Michael Pittman Jr., another guy who gets a good amount of targets. I believe in him as the one in that offense. They play in Vegas. Good matchup. 27, Devonta Smith against Denver. Similar things. The passing volume's been very low in that offense. Denver is a tough matchup, but talking about one of the best wide receivers in football with him and A.J. Brown as a tandem, you could still roll him out there. Jordan Addison against Cleveland. We saw him get done last week with Carson Wentz, and he's a great player. I think he's probably a top 30 play rest of season. We'll see when JJ gets back. Maybe a slight adjustment, but I still think he's probably a top 30 play. 29, Jameson Williams against Cincinnati. It's been tough lately, and I don't know if they're going to need to push the ball down the field in this one, but he's got explosive ability if they do. And they are one of those teams, even up 30, they'll throw a bomb. And then my number 30th wide receiver, Wan'Dale Robinson, plays New Orleans. 141 targets for him last year. No Malik Nabers this year. Should receive a lot of volume. And Jackson Dart looked pretty solid this last week. If you guys have made it to this point in the video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the comment section down below. I'll respond as always. This has been Fantasy Joe. Thank you guys so much for watching.